Good evening, everybody. Storm Team here today, and we're going to be taking a look here at the tropics. We have something spinning up in the main development region in the Atlantic Ocean. Looks like we have a little tropical wave. It has been designated as 92L, and it currently has a high chance of formation in the next 7 days. Has a 70% chance. This thing should be a tropical depression by probably Wednesday next week, Tuesday or Wednesday, middle part of next week. I'm thinking like Wednesday. This thing does have favorable conditions for possibly a rapid intensification phase as it moves westward through the Atlantic. It's going to be moving to the west at about 15 to 20 miles an hour. It's going to take a turn to the north. Going to be moving just to the northwest. Let's hope it doesn't landfall here in the Leeward Islands or Lesser Antilles, but this could cause some high waves in possibly Puerto Rico, the Lesser Antilles, Leeward Islands, U.S. Virgin Islands, and even Bermuda up here. So we're definitely going to have to watch this over the next few days and just to watch this thing and see how it develops. They do expect it to form very likely into a tropical depression by next week. So, yeah. EPAC, nothing really going on over here. This is going to be in unfavorable conditions in the middle part of next week. By the time this is probably already designated as a tropical storm. But this does have, the chances are getting higher that we might have a major hurricane with this storm. If this does happen, that would be the first major hurricane to occur in the month of June since 1966. Hurricane Alma, I think is what it was. So yeah, and this is going to be getting the name Bret. The system that was being shown by the GFS here in the Caribbean, and it definitely fizzled out a lot. So it doesn't look like that's going to be happening. We're going to come to tropical tidbits, and we're going to take a look here at Invest 92L. So here's where the latest GEFS tracks ensembles are taking this. It looks like they're having a very close pass to the Lesser Antilles and Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Definitely going to cause some very high waves there. Could possibly see tropical storm, maybe even hurricane force winds over here in this area in the Leeward Islands. This could turn out here towards Bermuda. This doesn't really seem to be showing that. It seems to be stopping it right about here. This one definitely wants a really close pass to Bermuda. Definitely a hurricane, maybe a major hurricane there. Pressure showing 970 to 960 millibars. So, that. Here's its current satellite presentation on IR satellite imagery. It is organizing more. Not very impressive. Let me come to satellite imagery. We're going to take a look at the Atlantic, mainly over here in the main development region. I'm going to look at the central Atlantic. You can see our tropical depression. I mean, not tropical depression. I'm a little tired. Our tropical invest in here. Invest 92L. I'm going to look at the shortwave visible IR. Let me go back a little bit. We're going to be looking for something specific. You can see it's shining off the Atlantic Ocean. Got the trade winds are low. Get a lot more storms to pass through here. So the trade winds are low. This is going to allow for the sun's rays to get through to the Atlantic Ocean and warm the ocean a lot faster than it should. We don't care about Bipperjoy. We care about Invest 92L. We're going to look at the GEPS tracks. I really don't look at these much because they're never really that accurate. And the model intensity guidance. Most of these are taking this to a major hurricane. LGEM is going mid-tier Cat 2, about 90 knots, so about 105 miles an hour. D-ship, it's going 120 knots, which is 140 miles per hour. It's a Category 4 hurricane. This is a decent intensity that it could possibly hit. 105 knots is 120 miles an hour. It would not surprise me if we get a major hurricane from this. The conditions that it's going to be going into are very favorable for development. We could see a rapid intensification phase with this, like I said earlier in the video. But I definitely a Cat 2 at the least. I do think there's potential that this could be a Category 3, maybe even a low-end Category 4 hurricane. I do not believe this will landfall anywhere, at least at the moment. That can change. What I think on this storm will change as we get further on into the storm's life. But right now, I am unsure if this is going to landfall anywhere. We're going to look at the models for it. We're going to take a look at the old GFS model. So as you can see here, over the next 24 hours, 1,009 millibars. Over the next couple of days, it shows it intensifying into a hurricane very quickly in the next 60 hours. They say by the middle part of next week, that's when they expect it to form. I'm not sure about that. That might actually form earlier than that. For all we know, we could have a tropical storm by Monday. This is saying we could have a hurricane by Monday. When we get further on, it says GFS shows we could have a major hurricane by Friday next week. That is about 6 days out from now. Given that today is almost over, we'll call that about 6 days out from now. That is within the 7-day forecast period of the National Hurricane Center. And that's not even its peak. It shows it getting down to 957 millibars for a peak. That is very strong. That looks like a 125 mile an hour hurricane right there, which is a upper tier Category 3 hurricane. It could get a little stronger than that. We don't know. Shows it passing by over Bermuda. It looks to be about 150, 200 miles away from Bermuda. This could still cause some high waves. So we'll look at the significant wave height. That is causing some high waves over there in Bermuda, definitely. Those could be 11-foot waves coming on shore. So some high waves. See it over here, get some high waves over here impacting the Leeward Islands and even the U.S. Virgin Islands. This passes up here and dies out. It's going to be a long-lived storm. So even the ECMWF was showing it getting pretty strong too. This is only the 90-hour ECMWF. We need to go back to the 12Z in order to get its full range. Even the ECMWF almost has it landfalling in the Leeward Islands, has it passing very close to the U.S. Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico. And it looks like it starts turning it to the north, where it could possibly have a direct impact, almost direct impact, on shore because it stops right here, but to Bermuda. And it does look like it would keep intensifying from on here because the sea surface temperatures are quite warm up here still as we go out there. And we'll be taking a look at the sea surface temperatures here in a little bit. NavGem, even NavGem shows it becoming a hurricane at the end of its period. Shows it taking a bit more of a northerly turn a little earlier though. Something to note about this, we have an abnormally strong Bermuda high. Now that is going to lead more storms towards the United States later on during the season. It's going to be something we need to watch out for. That's also going to clear troughs in the main development region right in here, and will allow for more storms to come off of Africa. The National Hurricane Center, NOAA, predicts that there is going to be an above average monsoon season in West Africa, meaning we'll have more tropical waves coming off of Africa, coming from the Cape Verde Islands, going through the main development region, and the main development region is going to be very hot this season, which is going to allow for those long-lived, very powerful hurricanes to rip through the Atlantic, and some of those could come towards land masses over here, like the Leeward Islands, the Lesser Antilles, the Bahamas, Puerto Rico, the U.S. Virgin Islands, Dominican Republic and Haiti, Cuba, even South America. Even we could have some storms coming at the United States from the main development region, so we're definitely going to have to watch out for later parts of the season. I'm expecting, I have 70% in these ranges, 70% confidence. I'm expecting 14 to 19 named storms, 6 to 10 hurricanes, and 3 to 5 major hurricanes. I might bump that up to 3 to 6 major hurricanes, as this is growing a lot more alarming than it was when I first made my mid-season forecast. I'm expecting an ACE of 175 to 225 ACE units. Because those long-lived hurricanes, those that produce high ACE, we get enough of those, we could have an ACE definitely way above average. And remember, ACE is how we determine the activity of a hurricane season, not how many storms we have. So you can have a season with 10 named storms and an ACE of 227, and it'll still be called hyperactive because of how much activity there was with the ACE. And that actually did happen before. I think it was 1995 or something like that, maybe. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, that's it from that. Now we're gonna go look at the sea surface temperatures. As you can see here, Invest 92L is currently, as of 0Z, on the 17th. Well, 17th over there by Africa. It is in about 27 to 28 degrees Celsius sea surface temperatures, which pretty warm waters. Those are warm enough for this development. But the GFS, hang on, where's my little tool? They're showing it. Oh boy, I'm not doing something right, am I? How do I do this? Hang on, guys. Give me a little minute. Oh. No. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. Hang on. I'm having a little bit of a goofy thing going on. Yeah, whatever. It shows it taking a track. Just follow my mouse's cursor. Coming from here, and it hits these warmer waters right here. And then comes up through these warmer waters, turns out over here and starts weakening. Once it starts getting into these yellows, that's when it'll start to lose its strength. Maybe maintain itself a little bit, but then it'll start to weaken, and then it'll drift out here and just become extratropical and die off. Some models show it coming from here, moving through here, having close land interaction there, and then turning out this way, and even hitting Bermuda. Bermuda don't need that. Poor Bermuda. Now let's look at the sea surface temperatures. These are very warm for this time of year. I mean, just off the coast of Florida, they're already getting into those 31 degrees Celsius sea surface temperatures, even in the southwest Gulf of Mexico, even off the coasts of Honduras and Nicaragua, and off the coast of over here too by like Guatemala, sea surface temperatures are warm. Very warm for this time of year. These are sea surface temperatures that you would normally see in September, and we're in June. Just imagine what the sea surface temperatures are going to be like in September at the peak of the season. Definitely going to have a very busy, very active hurricane season this year, so stay on high alert. This is not something that typically happens during an El Nino. It's going to be a very freaky season, probably one of the weirdest seasons you're going to come across in a while. Oh yeah, you can even see the Gulf, the loop current in the Gulf of Mexico. You can see it's very warm right there. You can see it highlighted right there. Normally when storms go over that, like Hurricane Katrina, or even Laura, they tend to rapidly intensify. Very warm there. So yeah guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys like this video, don't forget to smash that like button, turn on all those post notifications if you haven't yet. Please make that red subscribe button as gray as possible. Peace.